on the scene. Dwayne and Janean, I'm bringing the facts. They know what I mean. Music comparisons, yeah, it's embarrassing. Up in the Ford, I feel like I'm Harrison. Back on the fast track. Mighty and morphin', my name's Zach. Feel like a gentleman, top of my class. The legend, I'm feeling like 3 stacks. Hey, word to Aaliyah, taking it back and forth. I'm feeling so 1 in a million. I'm maybe like Travis McCoy, gym class hero, wanting a billion. Hey, Jay on the holiday.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Dwayne, aka the Highlight Real Man, your favorite neighborhood host and mediator, man. And hey, welcome to this another edition of your favorite show, the greatest audio independent music-based discussion podcast of all time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about Pass the, say it with me, people. Ox. That's right. Hey, man, we back in this thing. Y'all already know. I told y'all we were going to come out with the consistency. We back. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't take another 30 years. We back. You know what I mean? So we back. We back. But y'all see
is
it,
still
man.
the only one with among us that has kids.
legit, you know, at the moment, that's pretty much the case. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. What can you do about kids, man? You feel me? But we here though, and we brought it to y'all live in full effect. So, you know, I'm joined by my favorite crew, the trio of all trios, your favorite trio, my favorite trio, the world's favorite trio. I'm talking about Miss Bougie Thuggin, one true favorite cousin, Queen of Clatchet, not to be confused with Queen of Ratchet. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Miss Janean.
What's up? Hey, everybody. How y'all?
What's happening? Hey, you know it. And then, of course, we can't forget my guy, my man, you know, hardest working man in show business, you know what I'm saying? The podfather, the man that don't take no mess, you know what I'm saying? And don't stress. I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, you already know, say it with me now, the critique of artiste, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Derrick. What's up, sir?
Was good.
Hey, man, you know, we in the field, we here, you know what I'm saying, racking and rolling, baby. We got a pretty short form, but yet short form packed kind of show for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep it short form for y'all on this one, but we're going to do it real fun. It's kind of some cool discussion for y'all. With that, though, y'all want to know what we've been vibing on? Quite simple. We transform that to the Instagram. So make sure you following us at PTA_OTS on Instagram, man. You want to see what we've been vibing to for the week? Check out our Music Mondays. You know what I'm saying? Featured by Miss Janean there, you know, who's so lovely behind the post there. You know what I'm saying? Artworks and all. She basically lets y'all know what we've been all vibing to from the whole crew. And y'all, too, can join us. All you got to do is just tag us at PTA_OTS. Let us know what you've been listening to and you've been vibing to for the week, and we'll repost it. Point blank and simple. All right? So, without further ado, man, let's get right on into it. I'm going to pass this thing over to the cuzzo. Janean, talk to the people.
See what you did there. Pass it on over. Okay. Real quick, we don't have to talk about it for a long time, but last week or the last time we recorded, I talked about Beyonce and her amazing new album, Renaissance. So I do want to just give congrats and shout outs to Solange, who is the second Black woman to compose a ballet score for the New York ballet company. Yeah, New York City Ballet. So she's composing a score, which is amazing, and that's chef's kiss. So shout out to her. Congrats. The Knowles sisters are doing big things.
Has she done that for Beyonce? Like worked on albums like that?
That's a great question. I would assume, but I don't know. I've never actually paid any attention to that.
Huh.
Cool.
I mean, I know she's been in music videos, but I didn't know if she had, you know, done anything like that. That'd be interesting.
Super interesting. So shout out to her. All right. So controversy. And let's start the show off with a bang. So Capitol Records signed its first ever AI artist, FN Mika, which is mind-boggling first and foremost. But it was also the shortest record deal ever, only lasting 7 days. Only lasting 7 days because Black Twitter got on their ass because apparently the AI artist used nigga a lot inside of like older songs. And it caused controversy because none of the AI's creators are are Black. Let's not even say people of color. None of them are Black. And the head creator is a white guy. And it begs a question, why are you using niggas so much?
It's not shocking.
It's not shocking, but it's
It's
like
not.
you're so
Yeah,
dumb.
I
Of
mean,
course it's gonna come back.
yeah, I mean, but he'll be fine, of course. Like nothing's
Facts.
gonna happen to him. But
So I
okay,
guess like okay, so let's break it down. How do we feel about AI artists getting record deals? Like,
I
do you
didn't
think that
even
this is going
know
to
there were
be
AI
a thing
artists
or
until this came out.
exactly it's the first of its kind?
You're the artist, Dwayne. How
As
do
an
you feel
artist, how do
about
you
it?
feel?
uh, I feel like this some old Terminator type ish right now, my guy. Like, what in the world we doing, bruh? Like, now we got AIs for rap, man. Like, what the heck, bro? Like, I don't even know how to really process all this, dog. Cause I'm over here like, I mean, I've heard of AI rappers through video games, sort of, you know,
No.
for like storyline type
Mhm.
games. Who do you voodoo? You know, like I don't know, like but to actually have that and based off of that image, I'm like, bro, that's just straight up heebie-jeebies, bro. I don't rock with that. Oh no, no sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that way away from me, my guy. No, I can't even process. I mean, it just seemed like once again, if you were the paranoid type, oh man, they trying to take away our jobs, man. You know what I'm saying? Like artificial intelligent
Take our
rappers, like
jobs.
dang. No, you know what I'm saying? It's one thing to have Tupac in a freaking hologram and some of these other
Oh
artists,
yeah.
that have passed away in holograms, but now you're trying to make these fake artificial intelligent rappers that niggas is really I don't get it, man. This is a weird time we in now. Metaverses, virtual 3D worlds. I don't get it, man. Why? Why?
That's what I was actually about to say. I think it makes sense in terms of the metaverse because I've actually heard of people like getting jobs in the metaverse. Like kids will get out of school and go and like they'll be a bartender or something like that for hours, like in the metaverse, and it's like they're actually getting paid to do stuff like that. So I guess in terms of opportunity to like reach your audience, it could actually be a tool that real artists use to put on different shows or whatever. Like we saw that with the pandemic, like that being a different way. People come up with different ways to perform for their audience. But it's just weird that Quentin Tarantino of music is gonna come out here and be
Find a way to say nigga 150 times in 2 minutes.
just yeah,
Like,
just
Yeah.
something, just
But see, and that right there is my thing that I don't get though, because I mean I understand that aspect, and that's a little genius when you put it like that, D. Right? Like I get it,
Mm.
but what really gets me here is why are we signing AIs to labels, bro? How the heck do you even market that? Like that don't make sense to
because
me.
like
I'm like, so again, you trying to take away from people that actually exist in the present world, bro? We signing
Yeah.
it's
AIs?
it's creepy in multiple ways. It's creepy one because it seems like nobody wants to live in the real world anymore. Like from Sims to VR to metaverse to just like no
Fortnite.
one wants to live in reality anymore. So that's scary in the sense of okay, so now we're creating AI entertainers, not to say they're going to take away like actual performance in person because you can't match that energy in no way shape or form, but that's creepy. But then it's creepy of how I guess white people or just people like try to hide under the guise of, oh, this is art, to say like some outlandish ass shit. And I
Mm.
guess like you start to walk that thin line, like what's the difference between an AI artist who is fake but who's a rapper? And I mean, here's a picture of him for those watching on YouTube. I guess he looks like he could be black. You know what I'm saying?
He's
Like, what's the
racially
difference?
ambiguous.
racially ambiguous. But so like what's the difference between that and Quentin Tarantino saying nigga 150 times in 2 minutes under the guise of, oh, this is a script. This is
Right.
art.
Well, wouldn't that technically be like digital blackface? Am I missing something?
Pretty
I mean, if
much.
you wanna, yeah, if you want to break it down, it kind of is. Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, so I guess like there has so we're moving into a time where like we've never experienced things like this before.
Mhm.
So I guess there's gonna have to be a way they regulate this in a way, because now you're gonna get to a point where you have white people saying nigga all on different tracks as an artist, but then you can also have other people that like it could be a real slippery slope, because then technically you could have hate crimes in the metaverse, right? So like this can actually be a real slippery slope in general. Like I don't really know that they can actually how they can regulate this, but there has to be some way that there can be a regulation in place, because otherwise it's gonna be something that just forms into this big ball of chaos. I don't I mean it's already chaotic, but like what more can you do?
All this is gonna do is someone inside of the HR department is gonna be like, hey guys, so if we're gonna do this, like let's make sure that we have at least one black creative on the
On
team.
this team, yeah.
So that way we can't get any backlash.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where you have to like, if you have someone that's being the voice of the rapper,
Hmm.
and then also someone that's creating the rapper or the artist, whatever however you want to put it, like that has to be a collaborative effort to where we know who all is on there, who all is doing what, why, how, like that has to be something we're all privy to, and to knowing like what's all going into this. Because if we all know, if it's open at that point, now it's like it can kind of be, I don't want to say policed, but it has to be regulated in some way, shape, or form. Like you
Mhm.
can't
Facts.
have white people on here doing this. Just the same way you can't have people catfishing, right? Like that's something that's already got out of hand.
Hmm.
Um, it's just a real slippery slope. I really do believe that it's going to come. You know how this will not, how this will all, if this is not regulated, you know how this is going to end up being something where it's taken seriously, when it's something that's against the LGBTQ plus community. That's when it's going to be taken seriously.
Sad but true.
That's when it's going to be taken seriously. So it's almost like we're going to wait. Like this is kind of like brushed over, because I think people already forgotten about this. But once you get into that place where it's someone that is I don't know how you say it, misgendered or something like that, where it's you have, maybe let's say you have all straight guys that are on the team for a gay artist, like how can you tell the perspective of that artist
Hmm.
if you're not gay? You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things where it's just it's a slippery slope, and I do believe we're going to end up going into that territory
Yeah.
really soon. So yeah, that's probably the only way it's going to get regulated. Sadly, but yeah.
Yeah, that's. I don't know, man. I ain't with it. I ain't
Nah,
feeling it
nah,
at all,
nah,
man. Not my
nah,
thing, and I ain't trying to see that. There's no wave, bro.
nah.
You know.
But it, again, for real artists, like this could be something that you take advantage of. You know, like we already saw Travis Scott do a performance in Fortnite a few years back, right? There
I
was that
remember
was a
that.
that was a whole concert. That was a way to get to the audience. I think that was during the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken. So
Mhm.
like I think this could be something that is a positive for artists, but it's also like everything else, there's going to be the extreme side of it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So I guess it's kind of like one of those things where we're just seeing the extreme before we see the
40.
actual art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. So
Y'all suck. You should have did your research. But yeah, moving right along.
Legit. Moving on. Cuzzo, before we get into this, any interesting other entertainment like topics you found interesting from just out of the week?
Yeah, I like to quote something that I saw earlier today. Please hold. No, I didn't take a screenshot of it. But so y'all know Khaled dropped an album. I'm not
Mhm.
someone who runs to Khaled albums because I'd be like, I'm not the hype and me, we're not on the same page. But
Mhm.
God did has been pretty much everybody's topic of conversation and how everybody snapped. I think everybody did snap. Me personally, I love to hear Ross on a track. He just brings a certain sense of like just street elegance. It just makes me feel like I'm
speaks to the
ready.
Facts.
Clatchit in you.
Facts.
Yeah, like it
Facts.
really does. It's just something about Ross on a track that makes me very happy. But I saw where somebody was like, Hove really heard Wayne go off in a 45-second verse and then had to go off on a 4-minute verse to try to compete. So basically
To what?
to compete. Like so basically saying like Wayne did hella damage in 45 seconds, but it took Hove like going off for like
Are we talking
a
about
longer.
his? Are we talking about his appearance on Breezy?
No, we're talking about specifically his verse on
On
God
God
Did.
did. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I,
So, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think everybody did their thing. And of
yeah,
course, Hove is going to probably have a longer verse because it's Hove. So,
yeah.
I guess the question is, who do y'all feel like had the hardest verse? Like, are you off top saying it's Hove because it's him, or
Mm-mm.
y'all think everybody came with it
I mean, for on that you talking about on that track or the whole album?
on that particular? I
On
haven't
that
listened
track.
to no other
I have
song.
listened to
I'm
the whole.
listening to God Did only.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Me too.
Well,
I
I mean,
but
the Staying Alive is on that album, so I'm sure people have heard that as well. The Drake thing.
I didn't listen to that track either.
I've not listened to nothing other than God Did.
Y'all haven't heard that? I've heard that. I
Nah,
didn't even
that's
realize.
the one with Lil Baby, right?
Yeah, like I've heard that track a couple of times,
Yeah.
because it's been in like all kind of stuff. I think I heard it on something once, and then that's how I knew it was like a new song, but I thought it was just a Drake new song,
Mm,
only to find out, oh, Khaled just got another album. Like I just found this out just because of God Did.
okay.
So, and then I saw that song was on there and was like, oh, well, I know that song because I've kind of just heard it,
Mm-hmm.
right? I never really just listened to it in full, but I have heard it now. I will say they both snapped on that though, in terms of well, little baby snap. Drake's just more Drake on that in terms of
You can
singing.
say Drake snapped. It's fine. You can say it.
In his
Drake
own
snapped.
singing like way, sure,
Fingers, I can't speak.
you know.
I'm just
But
saying.
little baby snapped on that for what that was. But back to the subject at hand, what God did, I would say honestly, I'd say they all killed that. Honestly, Wayne for sure just reminded us of why we love Wayne. And I love when Wayne kind of reminds you, like, hey, don't think just because I'm
Now for
doing what
one,
I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just because I'm experimenting and doing like my skateboard ish or my sports center ish or whatever the heck I want to do, don't think I can't still snap on a ninja, like,
yeah.
boom. You feel
Yeah.
me?
No, I think they all did a great job, but there's a reason Hove closed it out.
I like how they were all speaking facts. Like
Yeah,
Wayne said some shit. I was like, facts. And then of
for sure.
course Hove did some shit that like I don't know. Like you was like, all right, man, you ain't have to snap like that. Like okay, we get it. Like
like I don't know if we're ever gonna get another Hove album. I hope we do. I don't know that we will, but if we don't, I think we're just gonna see these features from him
you're right.
for the next few years. Um, but he killed that. I wasn't expecting it to be that long.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's
I
still
was like,
going.
he's still
Word.
going,
Okay,
bro. Like,
cool. Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah,
I was happy to hear that. I was happy to hear that.
with the way he was going, I'm almost surprised Khaled didn't just try to go get some other OGs
Wouldn't that have made
like
sense?
a yeah, like a Ti, maybe a Ludacris, or a just people from our era, because that was a nice throwback when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? And,
I would have preferred Busta Rhymes with Jay. Keep it in New York, man. Like keep it in New York.
no, because Wayne ain't from. No, man,
Keep it
you
in
gotta
New
have
York.
your South in there. You gotta have your mix, bro.
Like
You
I
gotta have
want
your
to
mix, bro.
for me, because I didn't like that Jay and Nas track.
I knew you was gonna bring that up, and I was about to say this was very nicely done when we were let down on the
Yes.
last one.
Yes.
For the record,
Did not like that.
I actually liked that track. I just got around to finally hearing that, and it was just randomly playing on a car ride for me. And I was like, "What is
Okay.
this?" I was like, "What is this?" I'm in a vibe right now, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is that song you guys were talking about." Yeah, I actually liked that song. Am I
Maybe
gonna say it's their best lyrically? No, but I actually liked it.
Oh yeah, I'm not
And that
saying
was
like
my
it was
first listen.
horrible, but like I was expecting
the expectations were high.
the expectations were high. Which
If I were y'all, I would say listen to it now, and you'll think differently, because I didn't expect anything. Heck, I didn't even know that was just from that album. I just happened to be like, "Oh, what's this?" I know Nas's voice. What's this? And then I'm like, "Oh, this is okay. This is that song." So versus when you like, "Oh, DJ Khaled dropped an album. Oh, let me check. Oh, look at the feature. Oh, look who's on this track. Oh man, I know they snapped." And then you're disappointed. Like, I realize some of those tracks are better without expectation now, where you can just kind of like wait for it, let it marinate, and then randomly just decide to listen to it, and then you'll be like, "Oh shoot."
I will
Like,
give it a spin.
Appreciate that, but I think that the damage has been done.
Yeah, I think it has been done.
probably.
I will
Probably.
give it a spin though.
I'm just saying, that's just my perspective on that. But I get it. It's probably done. That's just my thought.
Yeah. I was expecting like Blueprint vibes on that one, and not that it wasn't good. It's just it just didn't meet the expectation I had for it in the moment.
I feel that.
And I didn't go into this with any expectations, to be honest. I did hear that bar about the billionaires thing. I did hear that first before, so I was kind of like, "Ooh, that was hard." That side, but aside from that, I didn't have any expectations from his.
I do remember that line being something everybody was talking about. I saw that meme too.
That's
just
a
like,
strong flex. That's a strong flex.
Strong flex. Yeah.
Basically saying you're responsible for 4 billionaires, 4 black billionaires. That's a strong flex. No one else can say that.
Beyonce in there, not to say that he's the reason, but like when
they
teamed up, that's when she really took off. So, technically 5.
That's facts. It's big facts.
Yeah, that's different. That's just different. So like for me, it's why Hove was the closer on the track though.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. I would have thought of some other closers, but I could see that.
Nah, that's the GOAT, bro.
I reserve my judgments on that, but I get you. I got it. Everybody's entitled.
Speaking of closers and New York OGs, how y'all feel about Biggie's daughter? We don't have to talk about it a long time, but how fucking dare you?
Oh, the
Dwayne was lost. So Biggie's daughter puts up her house to cover her boyfriend's $1 million bond.
Huh.
You remember Biggie talking about putting those earrings in her ear?
Yeah, I remember that.
I bet he wished he never did that now. That was just dumb as hell.
Damn.
I don't care enough to follow up on the story, to be completely honest. Just the headline is frustrating because, like,
Yeah.
how that's wild. But I mean, you do crazy things for love.
That's
If
not
this is for
love.
a
That's just
boyfriend, I
ignorant.
would do that for a husband, but not for a boyfriend.
Not for a boyfriend. And
That-
honestly, it really depends on what you did, because he's got $1 million bond.
Yeah, that's wild.
What did you do that you got $1 million bond?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
yeah.
look, married or not. If you did something real stupid, uh-uh. Nah,
That makes no sense.
nah.
Like any at all, bro. Like
Nah.
what?
That's wild. So yeah. I
Oh, okay. Da-da-da. He was arrested for, thank God for the internet, who was arrested for a hit and run accident.
he hit and ran, right?
A hit and run accident. This is from the source.com. Shout out to you. According to the New York Post, Wallace's Bay, Tyshawn Baldwin fled the cops on August 10th after a traffic stop where he ran into a group of pedestrians. Injured were 3 people, including a mother and her toddler. He surrendered 6 days later. 28-year-old Baldwin was held on a $1 million bond, but was bailed out after Wallace put up her $1.5 million Brooklyn home to secure the bond.
No, no,
Nope.
no,
Yeah, no.
no.
Baldwin was arraigned on 17 counts of first-degree assault, reckless endangerment, endangering the welfare of a child, and more. If convicted, he faces 25 years in prison.
And she loses her
Yeah.
house.
But they have a child together. Maybe, she felt like she wanted to
So,
keep the family together. I don't know.
Janine, your
Huh?
husband does that. Okay.
Babe, why did you hit
Mm-mm.
them people?
Are you
That'd have been,
putting up are you
why did you hit them people? So you're gonna have to
he
stay in
did
there.
that. Right.
Like,
You're not
you're
putting your house up to
let me
cover
try to
this bond.
figure something out, but we can't put
No.
the house up.
No, because you're thinking about your kid.
Nor would he want me to put the house up.
Exactly. Because it makes no sense.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. I don't feel bad for her. I feel bad for Biggie.
Somebody oh, okay. Moving on.
sheesh, man. You know, it never just passes down, does it? It always skips a generation. Apparently, that's what it did. It just
And
skipped
why
a
is it
generation.
why does she have hold up? Because he has a son too, right? So do they not both is the apartment not both in their name?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's acquired wealth in other ways outside of what Biggie left her. I would hope so, because I was in the 90s. But
I don't think I wouldn't
either
assume that they own their
way,
catalog.
a
He
point.
was signed to Puffy, right?
That is a factual statement. You know how that goes.
So
Oh well, hopefully everything works out to where she keeps her home. Sucks for
she ain't keeping that
him
house.
doing a hit and run. That's ridiculous.
She ain't keeping
Do
that house.
better.
Speaking of hit and runs, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
Irv Gotti continues to just go on his rants about Ashanti. As he mentions in his Drink Champs interviews, ladies and gentlemen, this guy refuses to acknowledge.
He's still talking about it?
Still talking about it, man. This guy continues to just basically admit the fact that he pretty much made a career, which, I mean, it's not, given that he mentioned the fact that Whitney, past record labels tried to make her like Whitney Houston, he decided to, see her real potential and admitted that, like, yeah, there was a lot of times with some of those hits, we were literally having relations.
Yeah, he said.
And literally, I'd wake up in the middle of that, and then just all of a sudden, this tune comes in my head, and this thought comes in my head, and that's how a lot of the hits Ashanti had came in mind.
Right,
You know, they
Punani,
literally had
very
sex.
inspiring.
You
So,
know,
It
you
is
know,
inspiring, but
and the fact that this man literally is just like, I found out about Nelly and Ashanti through watching a Bulls game with my Ninja D Rose. I'm watching my Ninja D Rose play basketball on the court, and all of a sudden I hear all this commotion, and the commentators are like, "Oh man, what's all that commotion about?" Oh, what do you know? That's what it is. Nelly and Ashanti just walked in, ladies and gentlemen, and it's like, oh, freak,
the nerve when you have a
nerve of
whole ass
Irv.
wife like that is so crazy.
man. You know, I just want to shout out Ja Rule for the fact that every time Irv just wanted to continue to call her and refer her as a bitch, this man literally would be like, hey,
Shout out to
let's
Ja
show some
Rule.
respect here. Let's show some respect here for the ladies, you know, Irv. And he's like, you're
Yeah.
right, you know, and I'm like, yeah, man, like, you
But
know,
what's
you
disgusting is that he's talking about it, but it's giving predator. Like it's definitely giving
Oh, for sure.
like you held you because like let's keep it about. She probably wouldn't be fucking with Herb if he wasn't the head of Murder Inc. and like probably promised her this on this career and da 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 yada yada yada. So it's like you're low key like digging a hole for yourself if we decided to take it there. But you know,
facts.
Yeah. I'm
they
not.
may
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
not.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
it's
I do
it's
not
it's
want
so
to get
funny
caught up.
though, but that entire Drink Champs interview was just very entertaining for that reason alone, and more so Ja Rule's reaction of just like, y'all, this is just as new to me as it is to y'all. I'm
I knew
sitting back
nothing
like
of
a
it.
fan in the stands. I'm chilling, saying I'm Switzerland. I'm in the middle. I try to keep the peace. I'm just trying to get everybody to get
Right.
along. I'm like, Ja, hey, I feel you,
It's
bro.
it's
I'd
past that
probably be
point
in the
though.
same boat.
It's
It
past that
really
point.
is. And
Irv
it's a
Irv
doggone
Irv is disgusting, to be
yeah.
completely honest. So
They tried to do a whole Murder Inc. reunion and everything. And this man literally has just messed a lot of that up. And
yeah.
I'm like, bruh, you're messing it up, man. You know?
And I
So
like Ashanti, like she really hasn't been speaking on it either. Like she just like let him just make a fool of
He'll
himself and
tire
she's
himself
not
out.
feeding into it, which I wish
Mhm.
a lot more people would do. Like a lot of the bullshit would stop bullshitting if we stopped giving it energy.
mhm,
Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? And he keeps talking about it because he sees like people are taking it and they're running with it. And this is the most I've seen Irv in headlines. Like the Ashanti shit got more headlines than him selling the catalogs.
Right.
You know what I'm
facts.
saying?
Right.
Like
Big
that's
facts.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta let ignorant shit die out and then they'll stop doing it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't think he will though.
No, he won't.
I think he's gonna probably try and feed off this for the next couple of years.
This guy. Yep. That about sounds right. But I guess now that we've gotten all of that out the way, y'all, let's get into a quick little meaty discussion that should be very interesting for the people in terms of what we got here. So to anybody that really cares or even still watches these nowadays, MTV had their VMA Music Awards yesterday. All right, maybe fake applause there somewhere for people. With that, I found it, we're not gonna go over every category, but upon, pre-gaming for this, there was a couple categories we're gonna highlight, and then we got a discussion behind this in terms of the value and the relevancy of award shows and what it even means. Does it even mean anything anymore? With that being said, let's get into it. So you guys were intrigued when I mentioned this R&B video winner. So I'm gonna mention these nominees really quickly here. First and foremost, you have Alicia Keys with City of Gods Part 2. You Have Mercy by Chloe Bailey. No Love, Cardi B, Summer Walker, and SZA. For anyone, her, Wild Side, Cardi B, and Normani. And then, of course,
Yes.
your winner, get this, ladies and gentlemen, your winner of this entire category. Out of Time by The Weeknd.
What?
Okay. All right.
I
Okay.
Wait.
Hear me out.
What?
Hear me out.
love these reactions. I
When
love them.
when you said Wild Side, I was like, oh, of course, that had to be it. Choreography, visuals, amazing, perfection. However, Weekend goes all the way out for his videos. They're like
For
mini
sure.
movies.
For sure. For sure.
Mhm.
So
But wouldn't you consider him
I
pop?
can do it.
Agreed. That was the thing I know where Derrick had his gripe because we've always looked at The Weeknd as more of a pop kind of guy,
Yeah,
more
I don't
so
consider
I
him
R.
R and
don't
B.
know.
I don't consider him R&B. I mean,
So
he's a singer,
so
but
so even when Weekend first came out with like Thursday and House of Balloons and all that, like would that still be considered pop to y'all, or was that more like a new wave of R and B?
I've never considered him R&B.
Hmm.
I've always considered him pop. That Normani video,
Fire.
not only was it fire, but it brought me back to like what music videos used to be.
That's true.
And her vocals, like, come on. R&B music video of the year? Come on. Come on. That
Mhm.
should have won. That should have won. The weekend, I like shout out to him. I don't consider him an R&B artist though. That's not, and that's like trying to again categorize Drake in one genre.
He's a
Drake
genre
is
of his
just
own.
an artist. He's just an artist. That's how I consider the weekend. He's an artist. He
But that's
does
why these award shows are tricky, because now that everybody's kind of blurring the lines of what's considered this or not even fitting into a box of what a traditional R&B artist or what a traditional rapper is, you have to throw them in a category.
well. That kind of brings it back to what P Diddy brought up the other day. Then, like about R&B
Being dead
being
or
dead. Yeah, being dead or alive. I mean, because we and I saw the video of him and Timbaland going back and forth over it, but like he made some excellent points. Like R&B used to be where like that had that feeling, right? Like you would listen to it and you would feel emotion come through the track or an album, and for the most part with a lot of these artists you don't feel that with R&B. So because
Mhm.
lines are blurred, yeah, now you're gonna have other people come from other genres come in that can now take over the genre, which doesn't make any sense. But no, Normani, like you feel her music, you feel her, you feel what she's talking about. And there's other artists that you can feel that too. Like
Mhm.
that's why I also think that like Chris Brown, if you listen to Breezy, like there are R&B tracks on there.
Which
Why is if because
crazy how
he's a pop artist too, but
not even nominated.
if we're
That's
gonna talk
crazy.
about being blurring the lines, he should have been in that nomination too. I mean, not probably not for not for this because this was like his album just came out this summer, so he probably wouldn't have made the cut for the nomination of this. But I don't know. I'm tired of awards. I'm just tired of
I'm over them, but
Yeah.
let's talk about the other categories.
No,
them.
some like I said, some of these categories. I mean, like just skimming through, you had best group here,
We still
nominees.
have group.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah, there's still groups around, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it or not, you have Red Hot Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters, City Girls, Imagine Dragons, Skin, Black
Wait, what?
Pink, Silk Sonic, and your winner of this category, BTS, which is a K-pop group. So a lot of people know
Okay.
about BTS if
That
you're
makes
into K-pop.
When
Um,
you talk about groups, I thought that's like more than two. Silk Sonic is Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars.
well, would they
That's
be
a
a group because
duo.
of their
Oh,
their
the
the
band?
band,
the band? I don't
You
know
you
why
include
band
the
was not
band?
coming to my mind, but yeah, there's
yeah, the band usually counts as well, really, the band counts as a band, truth be told. But I mean,
Right.
bands are essentially groups because it's more than two. It's usually like a whole bevy.
Okay. Yeah.
So
That doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. Because when we think about groups, we think about like multiple artists, like multiple singers, performers, right? Not those on instrumentations. Even though they were back in the day, it'd be where they'd be singing and playing at the same time. Jackson Five, like
mm.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Nah. Well, if you don't know how you feel about that one, this would be very interesting. Their best new artist award, you had Gail Lotto, Meniskin, 17, Baby Keem, and the winner of this, Dove Cameron.
They should
How
give it to
did
Baby Keem.
how
They
did Baby King get beat out?
tripping.
Or Lotto for that matter. I don't
Lotto,
know.
but is Lotto new though?
I don't consider her new,
I feel
She's
like
new.
Keem is
She's new to the
new.
world now. She's
but
new to the
Keem is
world now.
newer than
People are
Lotto,
just
isn't he?
not really. He been. I mean, they're about one and the same to me because they both like in Lotto's case, she's been catching a lot of fire. Like she's hitting that. She's almost approaching that little baby kind of territory where I've been hearing her with a verse on just about almost everything. I
Sure,
mean, Meg The Stallion just put her on her recent album. You know what I mean? So
sure.
it's kind of like Lotto's in a great place right now, and Baby Keem, one you could say is about the
But
same category from
Kim didn't really pop off till like a year and a half ago though.
same for
Lotto's been
Lotto.
Lotto's been out a little longer than that.
She been out, but she hasn't been popping on a mainstream since.
Right,
Like I'm
she has
hearing
been
her from
mainstream.
everywhere now. Like I'm hearing her everywhere,
So okay,
a lot more
answer
than
this
usual.
question then. Are we when we talk about new artists, are we talking about when they become like mainstream artists or when or like when they start to become very popular? Because I thought Lotto was popular a lot longer than Keem. Keem was popular in his region, but he wasn't popular on a mainstream level
I
until
guess
last
technically
summer.
you could say that for Lotto too. I feel like
Lotto,
new
yeah,
artists is kind of relative because like when we're familiar with an artist, like we're like, oh, they have been doing this forever and they've
yeah,
been dropping stuff, da da da. But to the mainstream, like, oh, I just heard her on this feature last year. Now I'm going back and I'm listening to their stuff. So
Right.
mhm.
But
all of this,
I thought Lotto was mainstream like maybe like 2 years ago.
I
Not
wouldn't say.
like Keem came out. I started hearing more about Keem last summer.
Yeah, same.
Mhm.
That's
It's
interesting.
it is interesting.
But neither one of them won, right? so
No, neither one of
Right,
them
neither
won.
of
Like
them
I
won.
said,
So
so
this was apparently
I
some
can
chick,
also see BTS. Wait, who
Dove
is the new
Cameron.
artist? Dove who?
Dove Cameron.
I don't even know who that is.
1 second.
I'm guessing Pop Lane is what I'm getting from her. White girl, blonde hair, Pop Lane, maybe, I guess.
Never seen her
Country.
before a day in my life.
I've never heard of her either. So I'm like, I don't really know much about her, but
Dove
I'm
Lane.
like, okay. Yeah. I was like, okay. And let's get into, like I said, I got a couple more really that, there's one I'm gonna close
A
it off
street
with
popped
before
up
we talk
that's
about
closer here than what I grew up
that.
with.
I got two more for y'all. Like I said, these other categories are ones that I'm not even gonna get into, but these two are very interesting to me. You have Song of the Summer. This is a long one, so I'm gonna before I get to that one, I'll get into Artist of the Year according to the MTV VMAs, right? Because I think we did an episode with the Hip Hop Awards for
Mhm,
BET, right? So
mhm.
this is interesting when you got the MTV lane because they usually cross pop with rap and all of that versus BET, which will just give you hip hop straight. So here we go. Their Artist of the Year nominees. You had Ed Sheeran, Harry Styles, Drake, Jack Harlow, Lizzo, Lil Nas X, and your winner of this category, Bad Bunny.
I can see that.
I can see it.
I can see that.
I
That
can see
works.
that too.
Good
I can
job,
see that.
MTV. Finally, one that I agree
Yeah,
with.
I
Mhm.
can see
I
that.
can see that too. I can see
Yeah.
that. So that now that we all agree on that one, let's get into this second to last category I'm gonna cover with y'all, which was the song of the summer. Like I said, this one's a little lengthy in terms of nominees, so I guess they really had to try to make a case out of this. But starting from the bottom, you have Vegas by Doja Cat, Big Energy, Mariah Carey, DJ Khaled, Lotto,
Okay. Okay.
Bad Habit, Steve Lacy, Wait for You, Drake, Future, and Tim's, Grand, Kane Brown, Left and Right, Jungkook, Charlie Puth, About Damn Time, Lizzo, Sunroof, Nicki Yor, and Dazzy, I Like You, a happier song, Doja Cat and Post Malone, uh, Biz Chotito, Rosalia, right? Break My Soul, Beyonce,
The first.
Super Freaky Girl, Nicki Minaj, Mi Poto Bonito, Bad Bunny,
Ooh, love
right?
that.
Late Night Talking, Harry Styles, Numb, Marshmello and Cat Khalid, and of course, your winner of this entire category, First Class, Jack Harlow.
I can see that though. I can see that.
Yeah, that was all
I
over
can see it.
TikTok
Yeah.
It was.
and IG. So
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. But
I don't
then
know
Bombas.
if that song
again,
either. I'm not a Jack Harlow fan, but hearing Fergie was really nice. It was
I
nostalgic.
can't stand Fergie. Let me.
Fergalicious.
It's I hope it's not that NBA
It's that NBA thing, bro. That thing that really
Take
turned
your
me off
feelings
with.
out of it.
Yeah, no, that was
I knew
horrible.
it. I knew it was
Um,
the NBA. I knew
but
it.
it's interesting though. Like, do streaming does streaming get counted with social media?
Probably.
That's what I'm thinking. Has to be. I mean, because these days you can get paid off of like social media streams as well. So I mean, it's one of those things where
Yeah,
all of that's pretty much taken into account now. Anytime people are TikTok dancing to your stuff, that's royalty money for you.
yeah.
Anytime people are, doing Instagram reels to your stuff, that's money for you.
Nice.
YouTube videos, I mean, they're tracking it all now. So it's just there, you
That's
know.
interesting. That's interesting.
Mhm.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Um, Even more interesting is our final category I want to talk to you guys about, which is the biggest category of this entire awards show because of the fact that that's what it's based off of. So much so that it's named after an icon we know for the most iconic music videos of all time. Michael Jackson's Video Vanguard Award. Ladies and gentlemen, an OG in the game, Miss Nicki Minaj won this award. And she actually has been making a lot of headlines because of her speech that she had. She basically got emotional during this Video Vanguard speech, and she quoted the following quote during her speech. Okay, so let's see. Nicki Minaj was presented with this Video Vanguard Award because of a lot of her videos over the years, like All Things Go, Roman's Revenge, Monster, Bees in the Trap, Chun Li, Moment for Life, Super Bass, Anaconda, and of course her newest single, Super Freaky Girl. But when she approached the podium, she basically got really serious, delivering an acceptance speech proving that she amassed such a devoted fan base over her past decade. We've talked about Nicki before, ladies and gentlemen, so y'all know where we're about to go in this territory. But she quotes this and says, I never ever in my life have written a speech, and today I jotted something down on my phone, and I give my phone to Joe, and he is not up here with it, which is sad because now I don't remember stuff. Minaj she began awkwardly, but then concerned slash amused viewers immediately blew up Twitter with "Where's Joe?" And you had one job memes, predictions, all those kind of things. But she said, I wrote this down and I don't know why, but this was in my spirit to say, I wish that Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson were here. Minaj began. The Video Vanguard Award, sometimes known as the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. I wish that people understood what they meant and what they were going through. I wish Pop Smoke and Juice World and Nipsey Hussle were here. RIP, Daddy. My cousin Richard and my business manager Angela, who I never got to say rest in peace to publicly. So these are things she goes on to even say, I wish that people took mental health seriously, even for the people that you think have the perfect lives. Has been outspoken about her own mental health struggles in the past, going way, way back to like 2011. So, on a higher note, she also shouted out her influences like Lil Wayne, Foxy Brown, Lauryn Hill, Jay-Z, and Derrick's going to love this quote, all of Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen, and of course her barbs. So she thanked her many collaborators and gave huge opportunities that I will never forget, like Kanye West, Beyonce, Madonna, Eminem, Britney Spears, Rihanna, Drake, and surprisingly, her former American Idol season 12 nemesis, Mariah Carey, with whom she debuted of Up Out My Face. So yeah, just to sum up, that's why Nicki Minaj has been trending, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of her speech. So, y'all, before we even talk about the relevancy of award show, do y'all think there's any truth or point to what Nicki had to even say in regards to all of that?
I mean, I think she deserves it. I think Nikki still does put like thought and try to be creative with her videos, which is amazing because that's something that we talk about here all the time. Like, there's no creativity anymore. It's kind of just rushed, and we're just in front of a car and like we're doing all this shit, but there's
Mm-hmm.
like you're not looking forward to a video anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
definitely think that she deserves it. I like that she, mentioned a lot of the artists that we don't have here anymore. Like that was nice. God
Mm-hmm.
bless the dead. I like that she touched on the mental health aspect of things because like Nicki Minaj like comes off as like this like woman and she's tough and da 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 da, but like behind closed doors, like you can only imagine what she was probably going through with her personal life and like everybody wanting to dissect her marriage and like her husband and his past and the beef with Cardi and like having to like low key prove that she's solidified as a great, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's nice that she got a little personal up there. I think it's nice when like you can see beyond like the character that is the artist sometimes. I think that sometimes we forget Nicki Minaj has fucking feelings. You just forget.
Yeah,
Facts, though.
yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think it's easily forgotten because the world of entertainment in general,
Yeah.
like people don't give entertainers that space and grace to be human and
Mm-hmm.
and just have their own lives outside of entertaining us. Like that's the weird part about it. That's why I just don't get caught up in the personal lives of these people. Like I really couldn't care less.
And it sucks because like you do have this dream of like I was just talking to you about this. It's like we have these dreams of like, oh, I want to be like the best rapper. I want to be the best singer. I want to be the best podcaster. I want my name to be known. And then like once you start having people who like fangirl you and who like just feel like they are entitled to know every detail of your life or they comment on every single little thing. I felt suffocated with just a couple people feeling like they could just talk to me
Hmm.
about everything every day.
Hmm.
Imagine millions of people every single day.
Oh,
Like that shit has got to feel like overwhelming and
yeah,
suffocating. And I guess it's fun
Mm-hmm.
when it's positive, but even when it's positive, it's like, all right, like you don't have to comment on everything.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
That's
when
why I
it's
don't want
bad and
fame.
it's negative, like it must be really bad.
Hmm. That's exactly why I don't want fame.
Mm.
I do not care. There's already people that pay attention to things that I don't really care for them to pay attention to
Mhm.
versus like what I really want people to look at.
Hmm.
Like the things you want people to actually pay attention to and look at and interact with, they don't care about that. They want the gossip.
Hmm.
They want the stuff they can use. And I think that when you're on that level, like that's the life, right? Like that's what comes with the territory, which
Yep.
Yeah,
sucks.
that's true. That's why I always respect a guy like John Cena when he does like his Instagram because he never really actually like posts any pictures of him or what he goes through.
Mm,
He actually just posts random pictures and they could be like meme type pictures, they could be whatever, and he's just like, I'm just gonna post and you just basically comment whatever you want to comment to interpret.
mhm.
Like it's actually quite genius with Instagram, treating it like actual art. You just post something and you
Hmm.
just let your fans comment on whatever they want, whether it's a teaser for you and revolving you maybe making a comeback. Like
Mhm,
say he's got a new show, it may just be a picture of Peacemaker. No
mhm.
comment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
you just hey, you are the ones that comment and caption. So
yeah.
it's smart. If more artists and celebs did stuff like that, they wouldn't have to worry about getting people all in their business
Oh, they
person.
would, they
You
would.
know?
People want.
Yeah, I mean, you still got your
Look,
TMZs and all that, and your
nah,
paparazzis in the world, but
nah, forget that. I'm talking about like you. We grew up in the black church, bro. You know
People
how
just
that
want to
is.
feel like they know you.
People
Like they
want to
want
be in your business,
to. It's
like,
so weird.
and the more you deny them that, the more they push. So like, yeah, it'd be great if people wouldn't do that and just allow people space. But that's why
mm,
we've seen Kanye go off on paparazzi. That's why we've seen, well, I think that was I think that was 50-50. I think that was a little bit of stage, but also a little bit was truthful too. Um, in certain aspects, I should say, certain situations. But
mm,
we've seen celebrities just already automatically go off on these people. I know. I just saw a video a couple weeks ago of Nikki in this crowd, and she had to tell them to stop pushing up on her because it was just like, it was a lot. And I think it was also like someone was taking a photo of her or whatever. It was just like a mob of paparazzi that got around her. And I mean, that's part of the territory, but that's exactly why I couldn't care less about fame. I just let me be known in my industry. I do not care about people. I want to go to the store and not be harassed. you know,
mm.
I couldn't imagine like any of these people. Like I just saw a video of LaMelo Ball getting groceries, I think with his girl, and had people coming up to him and pushing up on him. Like I couldn't, like, that's just gotta be annoying, man. So nah. Shout out to Nikki, winning that award. You know,
Mhm.
I would like for I my request. My request is I would like Nikki, if she's gonna start closing her career out, her rap career, I would love to hear that old school Nikki again. Like, just let me hear that, the fire bars. Let me hear that. Let me hear that. I personally don't care about the Anaconda stuff, I'm going into that realm of her music. I want to hear the bars. I want to hear the actual bars. The pop stuff, I'm good on. I'm good on.
You gotta do what sells though.
I
Like this
know.
sucks
I
because like
know.
super freaky girl. I mean, isn't my favorite Nicki track, but it's going stupid.
Of course. Yeah.
Like like I guess like she just made a record of like her second. I don't know. It was some record about placement
Hmm.
and charting, but it's not like displaying her at her peak of
And that's
lyricism.
that's what I want.
So
That's
she
that's what
has
I
to do
want.
what is gonna chart her.
I know. Same with Megan.
Yep.
Same with
Same.
Cardi.
Well, no,
It just
Cardi is different. I don't think she should make
Cardi
another
does
album.
what Cardi does best. I
Yeah.
think Cardi is giving us what Cardi is
Yeah.
supposed to
I don't
give.
think I don't think Cardi should make another album. She should only make tracks, single tracks.
That's what she's doing. I don't foresee
Yeah.
her making a whole album.
I
She's just
can't
gonna do
see
one
it.
track. It's gonna take over the whole summer. She's gonna get paid from it. She's gonna keep it
Mhm.
moving.
Yep.
Well,
Every
doggone
year,
it.
give us 2 tracks.
Well, doggone it. Well, doggone it. Give me a Cardi, Megan, and Nicki god dang
We will
feature.
never get
Doggone
that.
it.
We will never get that.
You could. You got a Nicki and a Cardi feature. You got a Megan and a Cardi feature. You get all three on one
We're not
track.
getting all 3 of them on there, bro.
You're never getting a Ja
Never
Rule and
say
50
never.
Cent feature. That you are
Nah,
never
that's
getting.
definitely never
But you will
happening.
get Megan and Cardi.
That's
You
definitely
can get
never
all
happening.
3 of them ladies on the track. That's for sure. You can definitely.
Don't Nicki and Megan have like some type of thing? Am I missing this, or is it Nicki and Cardi?
That was Nicki and Cardi, but I'm
That was
pretty
Nicki
sure
and Cardi.
they squashed that. If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken,
They
a
did?
long time ago. Yeah, a long time ago they
Yeah,
squashed
they
how
that.
much
got
I
into
know
a
about that.
whole altercation at the Met Gala. It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
like
I do remember
her
that. Yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah.
but someone in Nicki's entourage.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that
Who
got
knows?
squashed a while back. So they're at a point now, especially when money's involved. My guy, you're not turning.
Right.
Like
I
all 3
don't
of them.
like you, but we can be cordial.
All
Hey,
3 of them.
look,
Shoot, man, look, females
business
will
is
eat that
business.
up.
I get that, but there, some artists just aren't. They could squash it, but some artists just probably wouldn't show up because then, like, think about it like this: Cardi is not lyrically like
Mm-mm.
up there, right? She if Nicki and Meg actually got on that track with Cardi, right? And they like both of them came with like their freestyle level type of stuff. Cardi is not, she is, there's no way she's gonna be able to compete. She has to go get someone to write for her for sure.
She wouldn't be able to compete lyrically, but she gonna be nice on the track for the vibe.
Hey, I look, I do it just to get the bag. I wouldn't even care. But
Right. I'm just here to get shit started. You know what I mean? To pop it out a
but
little bit.
hey, we'll see.
We'll see. Indeed. So before we let you guys disperse, we must ask though, given that these award shows are just happening and no one seems to care much, if at all, uh what what's the relevancy behind these days? Why are they still around? Has to be something, right?
It's just tradition at this point.
That's
Like,
what
those like family gatherings, like, oh, I'll go because like we're supposed to, but it's just kind of like I'm not as a 31-year-old. That sucks to say that. But as a 31-year-old woman, like I'm not like excited to sit in front of my TV and like watch ads and like
yeah.
commercials for a fucking award show anymore. I'm just not like, I guess it means something for the artist because it is nice to feel like you have or that you're being recognized for all the work you put in. But we talked about this on previous award shows. Like it's relative. Like who's to say you had the best song of the summer when your fan group feels like you're the biggest ever, right?
Mhm.
So we're always going to feel slighted. So I don't know. I don't see the purpose. I guess it's a fun time for the artist to get dressed up and go perform, but I'm just not as as a viewer, it means nothing to me anymore.
Nah, and as a consumer of the art, it doesn't mean anything. Because like
Agreed.
honestly, like what does it do? Like record record labels are not as powerful as they used to be, right? So if artists can connect with their fan base without needing the record label, what is winning an award going to do for them in terms of gaining more fans? It's not going to do anything. Nobody's paying attention to that. I can't tell you the last time I actually sat down and watched any award show, and that's outside of music. I'm talking about like movies, shows. Like
Emmy's nothing.
I don't watch award shows. I couldn't care less about them. They're not an event anymore to me. They're like if we could get back to the days of MTV videos where like that was like we were anticipating that.
Mhm.
If we could get back to that, then I think maybe these awards might have a little more maybe nuance to them, or maybe have some type of uh, 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 level of care. But no, I don't think anybody really cares about these things. Like we're not looking at these videos and saying, "Oh yeah, this should be music video of the year."
Nah, agreed. I mean, at this point, much to piggyback off of YouTube. I mean, shoot, award shows they're a lot like the Pro Bowl and the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah.
What's the big deal? You see everybody there. You're like, oh, hey, look. Oh, hey, cool. Maybe these days, if you're a fashion type of person and you're into fashion like that, sure, you want to see the red carpet. You don't care about the show. Probably just want to see the red carpet and see what they're rocking. Just to be like, that's a yeah, that's a no. What were they thinking? Kind of thing. But that's all a fashion stylist person's gonna do. Yeah, like you said, they're just smoke, a bunch of smoke with no real meaning behind it anymore. But my thing is, I kind of miss the days when networks were actually networks again and didn't show each other same freaking award show. I don't understand that now. Why the heck is BT showing an MTV Awards? Why the heck is MTV and VH1 showing the BET Awards? I miss the days where they were all separate networks owned by independent people and BET was actually black for real, 100%. And they blanked out anything that had to do with MTV. MTV blanked out anything that had to do with BET because they were competitors.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're all one big old happy family. And they're just like,
Yeah.
thanks, Viacom.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
I also think social media ruined it for us too, because it's like, what incentive do I have to sit and watch this whole award show and sit through shit I probably don't care about? But we used to do it because we were waiting to see our favorite artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I could just be on Twitter and I'm just checking the highlights.
Yeah. You saw the Will Smith slap like instantly.
Yeah.
You had to watch the whole Oscar show. I didn't even look. I didn't even know the Oscars were on.
The Oscars were on until the slap happened.
When the slap happened, I was like, huh? That's tonight.
Oh boy,
No one. You get the highlights on social media, like you said. You don't need everything else. No, award shows don't mean
clout.
anything.
It's just the clout, man. So
It's a
I
fashion
think,
show, like you said.
yeah, that's all it is. It's one big fashion show for everybody to say, hey, look at me. Hey, look what I got on. You know what I'm saying? It's a big deal, and it's just like, now, of course, I will say one thing about it is there is still a little relevancy to these award shows in terms of people like a Baby Keem, a Lotto, somebody who hasn't accomplished a lot per se. Yes, they have with fan bases. Yes, they've blown up. But in terms of that, does still kind of matter to some people, artist wise, to be like, man, I made it. Like I made it because I'm at the BET Awards or at the MTV Awards. I got a nomination, or dare I say I won it, and this is my first one. Like I've seen some artists still get a little emotional from that because for whatever reason in their own personal goal, that's still a thing for them. Aside from that, nothing else relevant, not from a fan or viewer's perspective. For us, doesn't mean a doggone thing. But for them to get there, because I know, Lord knows, for me as an artist, dare I say, if I got to the point where I had a BT award or something like that, sure, I'm gonna be incredibly happy and emotional about that because I'm like, well, shoot, man, mama, we made it. Wow, I didn't expect that. You know what I'm saying? I'll put that up in the books. That's right there on the shelf. Cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just off that, it's one thing to put right there on the accomplishment list because maybe you had a one-hit wonder and you never see that again. Who knows? But the fact that you did it, and that's that. But it don't matter nothing else other than that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we would love to know what y'all think. I mean, are award shows relevant to you guys out there that's listening and watching from pretty much wherever you're listening and watching? Let us know. We would love to know your thoughts and comments below. So wherever you're listening to, if you're on YouTube, leave your comments below. If you're listening on the Apple Podcast or Spotify Podcast, man, leave your comments and let us know. And make sure you also rating that stuff as well so people continue to see what we're doing right here. Get that like right on YouTube, all that good stuff, man. It all matters the most. You know what I'm saying? We're really just trying to keep going. But with that, guys, this is about the end of this thing. You know, we went a little longer than we probably might have wanted to, but at the end of the day, it was still a fun vibe and a fun show, as it always is with this trio. So, pretty much, y'all already know the deal, man. Make sure y'all follow, like, and subscribe. All things OTS Media, okay? Head over to the socials at OTS Media Co., right? Interact. Check out the news. It's always brought to you on a daily basis, okay? So if you're looking for updates, if you're looking for dope news from music, media, film, TV, all that good stuff, you already know OTS Media Co. is the place to go on Twitter, on Instagram, or check out the website. Dope articles, let you know a little bit about who we are, let you know about the shows that we offer and bring to the table, all that good stuff. www.otsmediaco.com. Okay. And yeah, without further ado, oh yeah, check out our sister show, you know, Plugged In too. If you're an independent artist and you're looking to get heard, you know, step into the 15 Minutes of Fame arena with us. You know what I'm saying? You know, you see how we rep these legends up here. So maybe you could be an aspiring legend trying to get like these legends and you want to be heard on this show. Well, let us be some of the first people to give you your flowers and let you know, or, you know, give you your thorns too, because we do give those when they need it. Either or, we can give you all those things. All right. So that's what we're here for. Check out Plugged In. Make sure you check out the requirements below. Follow the Instagram at PTA_OTS. You'll see the requirements we got for any artist that would like to submit to us, and the email information as well in the bio and all that good stuff. So, yeah, without further ado, man, it's your boy Dwayne, joined with my favorite crew, all the way with the views. You know what I'm saying? My boy Derrick, and of course my cousin, Miss Janean. Y'all, we pretty much done, and we officially passing the ox over to you. Till next time, y'all. Peace.